Good morning, students. Today we shall begin with a new chapter, that is 11th chapter in your syllabus, and the name of the chapter is Dual Nature of Radiation and Matter. So in this chapter mainly we are studying the photoelectric effect, and also we are studying de Broglie's relation for the wavelength of matter waves. So let us begin the chapter with electron emission. So all of you are familiar with the structure of an atom. Inside the atom there is a positive nucleus at the center, around which electrons revolve in different orbits. The electrons which are there in the outermost orbit are called as the valence electrons. And these valence electrons are less tightly bound to the nucleus compared to the electrons which revolve in the inner orbits. So these are loosely bound electrons. So you can very easily free these electrons by supplying energy to it. So if you supply energy to the valence electrons, you can make these electrons free. You can liberate the electrons. So there is a certain minimum energy required by the electron to become free, and that energy is called as the work function. It is denoted by the letter phi 0. So what is work function? This is a very important definition. So it is the minimum energy required by the electron to just escape from the metal surface. It is called as the work function, and this work function depends upon the metal surface. It is different for different metal surface. So just now I have told you, if you supply energy to the valence electrons, you can liberate the electrons from the metal surface, and this process of liberation of electrons from the metal surface is called as electron emission. Now, depending upon how you supply energy to the electrons, there are different types of electron emissions. What are the different types of electron emissions? Three types are there: thermionic emission, field emission, and photoelectric emission. So in all the three cases, you are supplying energy to the electrons. So what is the first one? Thermionic emission. It is the process of emission of electrons by heating the metal. Then field emission. It is the process of emission of electrons by applying a strong electric field to the metal. So the electrons will be attracted towards the positive plate of the electric field and they will be liberated. Third one is photoelectric emission. It is the process of emission of electrons when radiation of suitable frequency falls on it. So this is the most important effect which we are studying in detail in the chapter, that is photoelectric emission or photoelectric effect. So what are the three types of emissions? Thermionic emission, field emission, and photoelectric emission. What is thermionic emission? Emission of electrons by heating the metal. Field emission, emission of electrons by applying a strong electric field to the metal. And photoelectric emission, it is the emission of electrons from a metal surface when radiation of suitable frequency falls on it. So now let us in detail study what is this photoelectric emission. We can also call it as photoelectric effect, and it was invented by a physicist, Heinrich Hertz. Diagrammatically I have shown the photoelectric effect like this. Say this is a metal surface, radiation is falling on it and the electrons are emitted, and these electrons are called as the photoelectrons. So let us define photoelectric effect once again. What is photoelectric effect? It is the emission of electrons from a metal surface when radiation of suitable frequency falls on it. The electrons that are emitted are called as photoelectrons. So what are the examples for the photosensitive metals? So it is found that alkali metals like sodium, potassium are sensitive even to visible light, whereas Metals like zinc, magnesium are sensitive to UV light. Now let us study a simple experiment to demonstrate the phenomenon of photoelectric effect. So this is the arrangement for that. We use a high tension battery HT. So this is a glass tube, evacuated glass tube, inside which there are two metal plates, C and A. C is nothing but the emitter plate, which is photosensitive, means it is sensitive to radiation, and A is nothing but the collector plate. So here we are using a commutator, four-way key. It is denoted by the letter Cm. So I have written it here. Cm is nothing but commutator. What is the use of commutator? You can reverse the polarities of C and A using this commutator. So let us see how it works. This is a source of radiation S. Radiation from the source S passes through a quartz window W and it falls on the emitter plate. So this emitter plate will emit the electrons, and these electrons are collected by the collector plate A. So there is a flow of electrons. The flow of electrons is called as the photoelectric current, and it is measured by a microammeter mu A. Micro, because the current is very small, it is 10 raised to minus 6 amperes, so we are using a microammeter. The potential difference between C and A is measured by the voltmeter V. So this is a very simple arrangement which demonstrates the phenomenon of photoelectric effect. So let us summarize the points we have studied just now. First term we have defined is very important, work function phi 0. What is work function? It is the minimum energy required by an electron to just escape from the metal surface. Then we have seen what is electron emission. It is the liberation of electrons from a metal surface. What are the types of electron emissions? Three types of electron emissions: thermionic emission, field emission, and photoelectric emission. First one is emission of electrons by heating the metal. Second one, field emission, is emission of electrons by applying a strong electric field to the metal. Third one, photoelectric emission, is nothing but emission of electrons from a metal surface when radiation of suitable frequency falls on it. The emitted electrons are called as photoelectrons, and this phenomenon was discovered by a physicist, Heinrich Hertz. So this is an experimental arrangement to demonstrate the photoelectric effect. Very simple arrangement. Inside the glass tube we are having two plates. One is emitter plate C, another is collector plate A. Radiation from the source S passes through the window W, falls on the emitter. It will emit the electrons. The electrons emitted by the emitter plate are collected by the collector plate A. And the flow of electrons forms the photoelectric current. It is measured by the microammeter mu A. The PD between the plates C and A is measured by the voltmeter V. The polarities of C and A can be interchanged by the commutator, that is a reversing key. So this is a simple experiment which demonstrates the phenomenon of photoelectric effect. This phenomenon of photoelectric effect was studied in detail by two physicists, Hallwach and Lenard. So we shall now study the observations made by Hallwach and Lenard on photoelectric effect. So we have studied just now that radiation falls on the emitter and photoelectrons are emitted. So this incident radiation has got a certain range of frequencies. For example, if you take UV rays, the radiation has got a range of frequencies from 10 raised to 14 Hz to 10 raised to 16 Hz. So the question is the photoelectric emission possible for all the frequencies of this given radiation? So these two physicists, Hallwach and Lenard, found that for a given emitter, their is a certain minimum frequency of incident radiation below which there is no photoelectric emission. This is a very important point. And this minimum frequency is called as threshold frequency. It is also called as cutoff frequency. It is denoted by the letter nu0. So what do you understand? If the frequency of incident radiation is less than nu0, then there is no photoelectric emission. And if the frequency of the incident radiation is greater than nu0, then only photoelectric emission is possible. So for a given emitter, there is a certain minimum frequency below which there is no photoelectric emission. And this frequency, we call it as the threshold frequency. It depends upon the material of the emitter. Now coming to the second conclusion made by Hallwach and Lenard. So here you know that when radiation falls on the emitter, electrons are emitted, therefore you get a current and it is shown by the microammeter. So because of the radiation, there is a flow of current. So what happens if the radiation stops? So these two physicists found that if the radiation stops, then there is no flow of current. The current also stops. So current is due to the incident radiation. So this is the second observation made by Hallwach and Lenard. Then the third observation was regarding the charge of the emitted particle. So to confirm the charge of the emitted particle, they did a very simple experiment like this. They made ultraviolet radiation to fall on a negatively charged zinc plate. And they found that this negatively charged zinc plate became uncharged. The meaning is it has lost its negative charge. Therefore, it has become uncharged. Again, UV radiation was made to fall on the uncharged zinc plate. And they found that this uncharged zinc plate became positively charged. So again the uncharged plate has lost the negative charge, therefore it has become positively charged. So in both the cases we conclude that the zinc plate has lost the negative charge. That is, in photoelectric emission, negatively charged particles are emitted when UV radiation falls on the zinc plate. So later on in the year 1897, electron was discovered and it was confirmed that these negatively charged particles that are emitted in the photoelectric emission are nothing but the electrons. So let us summarize the observations made by Hallwach and Lenard. The first observation is, for a given emitter, there is a certain minimum frequency of incident radiation below which there is no photoelectric effect. And this minimum frequency is called as threshold frequency, or it is called as the cutoff frequency. It is denoted by the letter nu0. Second observation. As long as the radiation falls on the emitter, there is a flow of current. If the radiation stops, then the current also stops. It becomes equals to 0. Third observation was regarding the charge of the emitted particle. They found that if UV radiation falls on a negatively charged zinc plate, it became uncharged. Again, if UV radiation was made to fall on the uncharged zinc plate, it became positively charged. So we conclude that when UV radiation falls on the zinc plate, negatively charged particles are emitted from the emitter. So later on, it was confirmed that these negatively charged particles are nothing but the electrons. So this is about the Hallwach and Lenard's observations on photoelectric effect. So this is all for today's session. Thank you.